Hello, third grade. Today we're going to look at Chapter 4 of the Solar System unit. The title of Chapter 4 is called The Moon from Earth. The Sun, Earth, and the Moon are parts of a system. The three objects interact in space, pulling on each other with a force of gravity. Like Earth, the Moon is a sphere that rotates on its axis. The Moon orbits Earth as Earth orbits the Sun. Its revolution around Earth takes about 29 days, and that's what makes the months. When we see the moon cross the sky from east to west in a single night, the apparent movement is a result of Earth's rotation, but other changes in the moon's appearance are also visible. On some nights, the moon appears as a complete bright circle. On others, it appears as a narrow, curved sliver. These differences result from a relative position of the sun, the moon, and the Earth. Neither Earth nor the moon gives off its own light. These bodies are only visible because their surface reflects or bounces back light from the sun. Like Earth, one half of the moon's spherical shape is always bathed in sunlight. However, because of the changing position of the moon and the Earth, we can't always see the portion of the moon that is fully lit. This causes the moon to appear different to us at different times during its orbit. And here in this, you can see the different phases of the moon. You might have seen a diagram close to this in other grades. We had a full moon just a couple nights ago. And you can see this is a predictable pattern. So you can predict on what date these are going to happen. So it happens again and again. As the moon orbits Earth and Earth orbits the sun, their position and relation to each other cause the moon's shape to seem to change in the night sky. These changes are called moon phases. And two words that are associated with moon phases is repeating and it's predictable. It happens over and over again. One half of the moon is always lit by the sun, but not all the sunlight that hits that half is reflected to Earth. A full moon occurs when the whole side of the moon facing Earth is sunlit. The new moon phase occurs when little or none of the sunlight that hits the moon is reflected down to Earth. All the phases of the moon occur over and over in a predictable pattern, repeating with each orbit. So two prefixes that are in these words. Re means that it happens again and again, like recycle, rewind, replay. And then predictable. Pre means you know it's going to happen before. If you think of pre-test, beginning, or pre-season for football, it happens before the actual season. So pre means you know it's going to happen, it happens before. Earth can block sunlight from reaching the moon. Occasionally, the appearance of the moon changes for a short time for reasons other than the current moon phase. Earth and the moon are both in motion around the sun. Sometimes the three objects line up with Earth directly between the sun and the moon. When this happens, the moon passes through Earth's shadow. This event is called a lunar eclipse. During a total lunar eclipse, Earth's shadow blocks all the light reaching the moon. When viewed from Earth, the moon appears to be in a deep orange color as Earth's shadow passes over it. The color is a result of the Earth's atmosphere filtering the indirect sunlight that passes through it when it reaches the moon. So a lunar eclipse, an event during which the moon passes directly behind Earth and into its shadow. So it's an orange tint. Another eclipse, solar eclipse. The moon can block sunlight from reaching the Earth. In the United States, we had one about 3.5 years ago, and I traveled down to Columbus, Missouri to get a better view of this. The sun, the moon, and Earth can also line up with the moon directly between the sun and Earth. In this alignment, the moon blocks sunlight and casts a shadow on Earth's surface. This event is called a solar eclipse. The perfect alignment during which the moon is directly between the sun and a place on the Earth's surface only lasts a few minutes in any given place. During that period of solar eclipse, part of the Earth is eerily dark. In a halo of sunlight around the sun called a corona is visible. The sun's corona should only be viewed through a special filter during an eclipse. That is the end of chapter 4.